Can you hear me? I don't know if you can. There we go. My earbuds. Can you hear me now? I hope you can. I've had quite a day, and I'm thinking about words, and I'm thinking about higher consciousness of words and how we as human beings tend to use the same words. So I decided I'd come back to this book that I started reading a couple weeks ago and read a little bit, and I hope you like it. It's really a wonderful book. And I think I'm going to start where we left off, is the chrysalis, the swing between the worlds. And it's basically Jesus coming in, and he's asking, these elders are talking to him, and they're saying, before you go to the earth, you have to remember that you are God. Remember that there is no time. Remember that we are loving you very much. And remember that you are never alone. Remember. So he basically goes back, he didn't know who Mary was. They said he would have a companion. And they directed him to look again into the records, into the deeper places of his soul. See how your destiny and the soul, who is your female counterpart, see her and begin to feel the divinity of your union. For this is the pathway of your remembrance. Allow her to draw forward. Mary Magdalene has a huge piece. This is a channeled book, but I've loved it and it's really fun. So I'm going to continue reading. I read it on Holy Wisdom, Holy Word a couple weeks ago. So I remember union is the swing between worlds, and it says, Judas Iscariot, conversation with the birth with the nameless ones. He says, and Judas said, I will be the scapegoat, the darkest soul of all time. The people will learn the truth, said the nameless ones. Yes, but when? We know there is no time, but they do not know that. How long will it take? How long will it take them? 2,000 years? I'm not sure about all this, said Judas. You have free will to choose another role. You do not want to be there, do you not? They asked. Yes, without hesitation. I can honestly say that I want to be there, and I do want to help him. He is as I, after all. He paused and reflected, for that seemed a long time. It was to be this way. This is the way it has to be, he asked. The nameless ones did not reply, waiting for him to see the design. Yes, he said. All right. He added, more a statement than a question. It has to be one who loves him more than life itself, he paused. Does it not? Yes, they replied. It seems a hard thing, a cruel thing, he said. He contemplated for a long time, thinking about the experiencing all and would transpire if he made this choice. I know that someone must do it. You are sure he will know that I have not betrayed him? He asked as an affirmation. The nameless one did not reply. And he said, yes, I know I can see it. I am holding it off, he admitted. So Judas Iscariot is the one that betrayed Jesus. And so there's always this moment of looking at the betrayal. And the betrayal is very big in the midst of Mary Magdalene in the biblical. Now, this is a channel type book. It's not a truth book, but it's a very interesting book because it asks some of those questions that we might ask, like, why did his disciple betray him on a deeper level? And I tend to think that we talk just to talk, and we don't talk from a higher consciousness half the time. And I hear people rambling and rumbling and talking, and I'm I'm the same. I'm sure you hear me talking and rambling and rumbling. And today I'm just like wondering about that. We don't go deep with each other. We don't go deep enough with each other. So I have these 3 pages. One is Spiralarity. And I'm thinking that, you know, the spirals on our fingers and the spirals on our head and the spirals in how the earth spins and the spirals in the universe and the, you know, it's a spiral of life. You know, you go into the center and then you move back out, and you go into the center and you move back out. I feel like that rest and action is what Jesus always taught, this rest and action. So Judas Iscariot is asking the nameless ones above in heaven before he's incarnated. Okay, Jesus is already incarnated. He's already had conversations with the nameless ones in this book. And so we're hearing from the man that betrayed him. And I think it's a curious thing of how many people betray us in life itself. You know, how many times have you been betrayed? It's a very good question to ask and find the feeling of betrayal. And for me, he felt relief now. He said, you know, he was ready to do it. I create it. I'll go. Like, he just didn't know. Like, he wanted Jesus to make sure and remember that it wasn't him. It was like what he had to do in order for the whole story to live itself out. There was a long pause as he pondered it all. When do I do this? I can see I'm going to be alone for a very long time. I will have no one. He paused again to look into the records. There will be no one. I will be completely alone. He paused once more and then blurted out, this is a great opportunity. Do you realize that what I will accomplish? He looked at the nameless ones and felt their joy at his discovery. He breathed deeply into his soul and glow formed around him. This will bring me what I have searched for throughout eternity. He began dancing joyfully in the swing. So in the swing between the worlds is this place of what the nameless ones call, you know, before you incarnate. What is that? They asked. Judas answered excitedly, I will find myself. I will find myself. Yes, they said. Judas continued, there will be no one else. When he is gone, I will have to find myself. Yes, they responded, and in doing so, find him again. Judas gathered himself together and said, I'm ready. Does your soul give permission for re-entry according to the designed plan? They asked. Yes, he answered. The nameless ones instructed him. Remember that you are part of the divine plan. Remember that the illusion of the world is not the truth. Remember that you are trusted beyond measure. Remember. They paused and then said, look again into the records and we will begin. Judas drew a deep breath of life into his soul and began focusing on the records. He was excited and afraid, and yet the meaning was very clear to him, the true meaning, and he was at peace. So we're reading this story of the betrayal, you know, the swing before the worlds. So here is Mary Magdalene speaking. The subject soul is Mary Magdalene. So we've already gone through Jesus, and then we went through Iscariot, the one that betrayed Jesus. So Jesus has, you know, been asked by the nameless ones, and now it's Judas Iscariot's been asked, and, you know, struggled with him coming and knowing he had to betray Jesus before he even got there. And here's Mary Magdalene, okay? Mary Magdalene said, they will think I'm a whore. It is all a matter of perspective, replied the nameless ones. Mary repeated, they will think I'm a whore. It is only a matter of perspective, they answered. Is there no other way, she asked. Why are you so grieved, they asked. I will be judged, she said. We understand, they said. I will be judged, she said again, and her heart and soul cried out. I will be judged. The nameless one enfolded her in light, and she grew calmer. Then what is your learning to be? They asked. She pondered, just as the counterparts of her soul were doing in parallel, experiencing the swing between the worlds, to have faith in divine justice, and to know and remember my mission. She paused. To have faith in divine justice, she repeated, as if understanding it for the first time. If I do that, she said, I will be free, will I not? There's a long silence. Yes, they said. What a relief, she said, to have faith in it. Finally, she ended, feeling gratitude and resolution. There is more learning, they reminded her. Yes, I know. She answered most stubbornly, for she loved them and knew the records and was not yet ready to leave. I see that I will inspire Jesus to his greatest potential, and that I must appear less important and less powerful, because the age of the Pisces is created for men to be dominant in the world. And because the thought was distasteful to her, she sighed and then said, Oh, I will learn to be humble. They waited as she accepted this and came to peace with it. And then they said, You seem perplexed. Mary answered, Yes, it is intricate, is it not? Nothing that appears true on the surface will be the truth. So how will the people come to know the truth and integrate the understanding? Ah, they answered, that is the beauty of the design. Remember that when they allow the light within them to shine, all time will become one moment, and all will be again in unity. The truth will stand. They will see, and it will all come together. The hologram of truth. So this is a story of Mary Magdalene. This is a story of, this in between worlds. It's the beginning of the book. I read this book a couple weeks ago. I've been a little bit daunted at words today, so I thought I'd read this book into helping us understand this other idea of somebody that took the story of Jesus and Mary Magdalene and brought this into this presence. So it's very powerful, in a way. So you can listen to her talking. They will see you as you truly are. This is the hologram of truth. So the nameless ones are the ones in between the swing world before Mary is born. And so Mary Magdalene is not born yet. She's talking to these, the wise, nameless ones, whatever they are, whoever they are. We don't know. The story doesn't tell us. But Jesus has already talked to them and said, yes, he would come to the earth. And then Judas, the betrayal of Jesus, has already talked to them. And now we've got Mary talking about the hologram of truth. They will see you as you truly are, Mary asked. Will they see you also? Will they come to see you and know you as I do? Yes, they answered very gently. Why else do you go? She felt their love and support and smiled. She answered, I do understand. Yet I feel their judgment so strongly within me. And for him, too. I can feel him exploring in my consciousness and merging with my crystals of light within me. It is very beautiful, is it not? They answered. He has been searching for you for a long time. You see, you are the answer to the question, the piece of the puzzle. He is nothing without you, as you are nothing without him, for you are the same and have always been the same. Male and female, you are one. He has traveled the universe looking for you, and now he will find you. And the magic will draw many to you to experience the union of souls. They paused. It is time, they said. Yes, she answered, gathering the forces of light around her. Does your soul give permission for re-entry according to the designed plan? They asked. So they had already asked this of Jesus and of Judas. Now they're asking Mary. Yes, she said. We will now discuss the design with you further. Set your vision on the swing and join him as you create the reality of resurrection together. And always remember these things, my dear. Remember you will have free will. Remember you are light and show so. and so you shall remain. Remember, there is no right or wrong, only divine truth. Remember that if you ask, shall receive. Remember. She nodded and breathed in the light of the truth of being merged, her consciousness with the male part of her soul, the one who would be called Jesus Christ. She began to travel through time and space, losing all except the truth of the order of being. It had begun. And now we're at the birth, when they're birthed. And it's a beautiful picture. And look what it is. It's so fun. Didn't know it was there, but here's the spiral. I was just talking about the spiral, right? So this says, they each felt the tunnel, a whirling pattern of fast-flowing counterclockwise energy pushing them forward into the abyss. They knew they were safe, and yet the pressure was crowding their consciousness, and they were unsettled. The vibrations were increasing in concentric circles, and yet becoming more dense at the same time. They tried to remember their instructions and to be clear of their design. They traveled faster and faster down the tunnel, the canal of the birth, each moving into the body, which would house the soul of its encoded instructions for its chosen work. They seemed lost as the speed has increased, and they were no longer sure of their direction. Their eyes were full of the visions of all time, and they knew not their true identities, only the ones they had chosen for this life perception. They would each arrive at their chosen destination with the parents and life experience they had designed in a swing. Swing is the place between the worlds. And they would be separate for a time from spirit and from each other. As they adjusted, choosing how much of their parents' belief systems they would accept as their own. The times were approaching when they would arrive, and the speed increased. The velocity of the vibration increased in the way that they had almost forgotten. The vibration of illusion, pattern after pattern of fear and judgment would be fed over and over again into the arriving souls. Isn't that true? Like how much we deal with once we get into the family structure. It's like, whoa, this is like very powerful to read. The arrival has inducing a temporary amnesia. Where am I? Who am I? Why have I come? And so they lost the truth. They held to the light as they traveled, for there was nothing else. Because they were of the hierarchy of order, they would remember more than most. And because of the design, they would resist less. And so it was assured. Within them, their consciousness forged with form, merging the four levels: spirit, mind, emotion, and body. And they became human. They sighed. They had arrived. So we've just gone through the birth process. We've gone through the swing world, Jesus asking, Judah asking, and Mary Magdalene has asked. These named ones, these named consciousness. Okay. Here we go. You got it? Come in, wherever you are. I'll put it on my ticker too. Do you need it on my ticker? My ticker. Invite your friends and family foe. I'm reading Mary Magdalene's story. She was known as the beloved, the one with the crazy mind. And there she was, Mary Magdalene. Here we go. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? There you go. I put the comment and then I've got it on there. So I'm reading about the birth. So I'll wait and see if you didn't see it. It's in the comments. It's on the StreamYard. It's on my post, ma'am. Inbox. La, la, la. You're going to get me out of my storyline. Mary Magdalene's in my mind. I want to journey with her. Can you see it on my box there? Oh dear, Rayhan, you're going to get me going. I'm not hooked up to Facebook on my Chrome. So it's going to take time away from this time. Hang on. I guess I'll stay on there, right? I would assume I'd stay in the loop. Mm. There you go. Now you have it. You should have it. So it says her birth. I, Mary Magdalene, was the first to enter, for I had come to prepare the way for others. I was held in transition for a shorter time and therefore remembered more of the design. I began to invoke the goddess, for her gifts were necessary. Go on, kitty. As a female child, to stay grounded through time and space and be affected by either. I repeated, Rayhan, I sent it to you. So I'm reading Mary Magdalene. I'm waiting for Rayhan. I sent him the link. I've commented in the inbox. I've commented on my box. I've commented in your box. That's all the boxes I'm commenting in. Hopefully you'll join me. So we're reading the story of Mary Magdalene. And it's the book called I Remember Union. And it's about a spiritual relationship, about remembering union, of how we come in through these nameless ones. And it's a channeled book. And it's a really fun book to read because it's about the story of the beloved Jesus and Mary Magdalene. She says, she had been instructed, I am the Spirit, and the Spirit I shall remain always, unaffected by human laws and interpretations of truth. And the boldness of the design came upon me, and I was afraid. I was living in many realities, and the design was to bring the truth of unity into the 21st century. Bold, perhaps, unbelievable. Those of Christ's time were in search of the outer God, did not understand the implications of God, were not prepared to house God within them. If they knew that God was within, they would run from their own shadows and hide from their own souls in fear. Not yet. Not until the learning was accomplished. Not for 2,000 years. And yet, I could see myself in that life also, and in the lives in between. My bond with my mother was pure and strong, of the lineage of Isis. She remembered her heritage from the goddess, and in her heart was the dedication of light. She knew her purpose and was committed to it without question. She had come to teach and to heal, and I had chosen to be with her, for she could guide me in my unfolding and in merging of my spirit and soul into my body. I don't know where our beautiful beloved Rayhan went. Rayhan wanted to come on. I sent it to him. Rayhan, you must have gotten it. Let me go on my phone. Yeah, I sent it. Okay, he has it if he wants. I hope he comes. I told him I was totally, I feel like I'm in the swing. I'm listening to words and people, and I decided to read this book. So I hope you enjoy it. So she's talking about her mother. We dreamt and visioned together one day. She assured me that I was spirit and reminded me of the truth and of the design. Each day she affirmed my light and guided this light through the bottoms of my feet, holding me to her heart and rocking me. She wove the sound of the beating of her love into the beating of my heart, so I would know it there always. She told me the swing between the worlds and reminded me of my calling. Here's Mr. Rehan. We're reading Mary Magdalene. Are you ready? Do you know the story of Mary Magdalene? She was the whore in Jesus's life, and she was named the whore, and Jesus loved her. And she actually wiped his feet with her hair and anointed him with oil. And so she was seen as the beloved one. And so this story is about Mary Magdalene. It's a channeled book that I read many, many years ago, and I just pulled it out. I remember Union. And it's all about going through the swing world. And you were asking about what happens after a person dies. And this is a story about Jesus and Judas, the one that betrayed Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, that they just came through the channels of birth. And Mary Magdalene remembers why she's coming. And Jesus remembers, and Judas remembers. So as I open this story, what I know about her, this is a channeled book. This is a book channeled by another human being. But what I just read is that her mother remembered to tell her about this world, the swing, the world of the swing, which I was telling you the other day, the ghost world of people that die. In between this world before birth and death, there's this place called the swing world in this book. That's what they're calling it. And they call it in a day, they call it as a day that, you know, the higher souls are actually being taught what to remember before they even get here. And so they're bringing in that consciousness when they come in, and they kind of forget it through the birth canal, but they have to remember the design because they were each given the design. So Jesus's design was to remember God, remember that you are God, remember that there is no time, remember that we are loving you very much, and remember that you are never alone. So that was Jesus's memory. And Judas, the one that betrayed him, this is his design. Remember that you are a part of the divine plan. Remember that the illusion of the world is not the truth. Remember that you are trusted beyond measure. Remember. And then Mary Magdalene is supposed to be Jesus's complete embodiment of male, female. So the embodiment of the male and female counterpart is Mary Magdalene, complete light, the two of them. So she's to find him, to find that light for the union to be remembered in all time. But this is what she's supposed to. I see that I have to inspire Jesus to his greatest potential. I must appear less important and less powerful because of the age of Pisces is created for men to be in the dominant in the world. So she calls this world the world of Pisces, and the men are dominant here. So that's what this channel book says. And they said, this is what they ask her to remember in the design. Remember, you will have free will. Remember, you are light, and so shall remain. Remember, there is no right or wrong, only divine truth. And remember that you ask what you ask, you shall receive. And remember. So these are the three that have come in. So that's where I stand in reading my book, and I was bored with just normal words, so I decided I'd read this channeled book because it sounds a lot more interesting than some of these words. So tell me more.
I don't have a channel book. How can I tell you more?
Don't you think like the swing world sounds like a good idea, that we went through a swing world and we remembered why we were coming, and now we're just trying to remember so then we can it's an interesting, huh?
It's all confusing for me.
It's all confusing for you. Well, I got to go to the online version of Burning Man. Did you go?
Hmm.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
I was there like an hour and a half,
Yeah. I
and
only stayed maybe. Yeah.
I
Go
ended
ahead.
up in a room where there was this cross dresser, and it was really funny.
That's great.
And then I left, and I said, "Well, if anybody wants to connect, this is my Facebook." And then I get the message from the cross dresser, who was the host of the show, that he was already my Facebook friend.
Oh, that's too great. I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
So, do you know who it was?
yeah, he's an amazing video maker.
Oh, really? And he's a cross dresser in real life, or was he just that at Burning Man?
I don't know. I didn't ask him, and I don't
Hmm.
care. He's just dressed up nicely.
I gotta go to that. I'm like so excited to go. I just really want to get there now.
The real one or the?
Yeah, the real one. But I also think if we could create websites like that and
Hmm?
create Facebook Lives like that and create all of that 3D world so that we could really create. My son is creating this avatar and I'm totally jiving on it. I'm like so excited. It's an artificial intelligent bot, but he's creating it himself as an avatar. So I'm looking for a gamer now because he needs help to put it into a video stand. So this avatar, so each business can have their own avatar. I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. I'm so excited. I'm like a little kid with this avatar.
Is it ready? Can I try it?
You can look at it. You can look at it. You want me to show you?
Sure.
I'll show you what it does.
Is it a
I mean,
link avatar or what is it?
it's just he hasn't finished it. It's not ready.
Who's
So
coding?
he needs a coder. He actually needs somebody else. We had somebody from Pakistan, then it just wasn't working. People weren't showing up. So then it just wasn't happening. So if you have a good coder, he's looking for that, but he's looking for a video person right now. So should I show you this thing? We'll
Sure.
see the avatar. Just a minute, I got to bring it up on mine. I think it's brilliant. So we've been working on it with some cookbooks to ask our own questions because each person can make it their own, right? So
Lots of companies trying to make this.
yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure he's not the same, the only one. But I like what he's done already. Here it is. I got to take the links off. Hang on. I just think his engineering mind has a different mind than just a regular developer. So he can engineer tech in a whole different way from what I'm seeing, but maybe not. You know better than me. But this is kind of it. And then you craft your own ideal avatar to put on your own site. Oh, is it gonna not? Oh, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. I can't press it on there. I got to press it on the thing. Okay. So let's see how we go. So then it asks the demographics. So what do you want your demographics? You answer the questions.
I don't know what that means.
For Rayhan's world, what is your ideal? Inspiring question. Let's see. Inspiring conversations.
I don't know. What do
I
you
mean,
think?
what do you want Rayhan world to be? What's your ideal? What do you really want Rayhan? If you were going to do your complete ideal of what you wanted Rayhan's world to be, you'd have an avatar to really design your consciousness. So what would that person look like?
You can just do anything right now. It doesn't have to be.
Okay, I'll just put inspiring. Psychographics means like, we looked up the word yesterday. Adam's like, it's who you really want to be. So a spark for the world. I'll just put, I want you to answer them so it can kind of be your own. What's your frustration and irritation? You have to answer this one because I can't answer this for you.
It's just fine. Just do anything. I just wanted to hang out with you.
Not people. I'm just guessing. Pains and fears. I'm going to put lonely because I see that sometimes. I don't think you're very lonely, but help people have a blast. That's what you like people to do. You like people to have people meet you, meet other people, and get to know people over the web. Your aspirations are what? Peace in the world and poverty. Get rid of poverty. How am I doing so far? I only know you a little. What keeps you up at night, Rayhan? The next excitement? Bless you. What would they Google search? How do they find you?
My name.
So then we submit. And there's 3 more before you can actually, but this is kind of where it goes. And it goes into more and more depth. And so people are doing this. So say you had Rayhan's world and you really make your ideal avatar. I'm seeing this as a 3D consciousness. And I'm like so excited. I'm like, this is like, Adam, you did it. I love it. So anyway, what do you think? It's kind of cool, huh?
Yeah.
You like it?
When it's working, I don't know.
I'm excited. You can put it on any of your websites and we can code it to what you're actually wanting for your ideal avatar to help inspire people. And so I'm seeing it as if we really went into the world of technology, the way that things are moving, the gaming part doesn't quite do it because it's not making the reality of each of us as a human being. But if artificial intelligence moves in the positive way to lead us towards a healthier world, a healthier planet for our kids, less poverty, you can make these into scenarios so that through the education system, the kids could each have their own avatars and we could follow their passions. And I mean, I'm so excited about it. I'm like, I'm just like, we've got to do this. This is where the world has to move. And I didn't see that before this little bot. I knew there were chat bots and I get really annoyed when there's continuous chats coming in my box. And but this got me excited because I didn't mind answering questions to this guy, to this avatar, my ideal avatar. So I'm pretty excited about that because then you're moving into your own, an individual has their own spirit and their own idea of their business. And Rayhan, I think we should really create a Rayhan avatar, like a real one that moves and that people really get you before they even get to you. So you don't have to answer all those same questions every time, that they're already with you before they get to you physically.
So there's this movie, I don't know if you have seen it. I'm looking for
Share
the
it,
name.
share it. Yeah.
It's called Simone, Simone.
Simone.
No, it's not Simone. There's another one. But that's an AI which I'm also trying to make. If you go on rehan.ai,
Okay, let's look.
probably there is nothing there, but we tried to hire the team to make something so that I don't have to do all that stuff that you're talking about. But if your son has it, I'll be happy to be a happy customer.
Good. Yeah, I think we're charging $100 a month. It's pretty reasonable. He's not making money. He wants to do, other things with it. But is it
Well,
Rayhan? Is it the YouTube?
no, it's
No.
once it's up and running, I will be happy to have a look how it
Cool.
works and
Cool.
what's
Yeah.
showing up.
And the other thing that I think we should work on, I was working on it with this guy yesterday. I said to Adam, you can make some really cool renewable energy ones that really help people understand why would you even want renewable energy? Why would you want solar? And now that you put solar on your house, are you happy with it?
It's all right.
Can you tell a difference or with your electric bills?
I don't have electric bill anymore.
None.
Yeah, I put 30 kilowatt. I don't use 30 kilowatt.
Awesome. Awesome. So your brother installed it?
Yeah.
How expensive in Pakistan is it? I know it's a lot less than America.
Just $30,000.
That's about the same, but maybe not for that big a system. But
Yeah,
if we could get some guys on solar sales here, Adam's willing to pay them well. We need a team.
now it's it, now it's maybe $20,000 or less already.
Cool. That's great. I love it.
For
That you did it.
for your for your sales guys, so I don't know if you remember, I told you I have these guys, and the way you hire them is you make a course with us and you give them the course, they do the course, then they come to you. So instead of, before you even interview them, you tell them they have to do this course, which is free, half an hour long course. We charge you $200 to make the course. And then you can give the course to anyone. And then you filter them before they come to you. So we can give the course to 100 people and based on what you want in the sales guys. And then
Yeah.
they do the course. So Adam is teaching what they will need to do in the job.
Yeah, he's already got that. He's got that up and running.
Okay, so that's how you should hire the people.
Yeah, he's already. I don't know if it's a course. He just does a outline of questions, and he has them do certain things. Like the graphics people, he gave them design work to do, and if they didn't pass the design work,
But that's a test. So I'm saying you teach them before you take an exam. You teach them, even if they know what they're doing, you still teach them again, all over again, and then give an exam based on what they learn. So you have to remember that the biggest skill a human needs to have today is the ability to learn.
yeah.
So you're testing their ability to learn by teaching them exactly what you
Mm-hmm.
need back from them. So then once you teach them what they should know, then the system takes a test. Then out of those 100 people, the 5 people who learn exactly what they need from you, what you need from them, give a test, then you interview only those 5 people and you select them. But they're literally trained for you. So it's a training, not necessarily a test.
Got it. I like that idea better than the test.
Yeah, testing I have been doing all my life, but here is like you're telling them, this is how I want my employee to work, literally.
I like it. So there's
I
you
think
pay $200. You pay $200.
the movie is called Her, Her.
Oh, I think I've seen that one.
Yeah,
She's
watch it
great.
again.
I love her. Yeah, I totally love her. She's in love. The guy's in love with her.
Right.
That's what I see that same avatar. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
Yeah.
She's
But when I saw that movie, I hired a team to build a copy of me, and then it can, because I have had this vision for 7 or 8 years,
yeah,
not now, because I wanted to create a AI which can tell everything about your religion better than any human can, because an AI can learn everything on its own
yeah,
and find the truth better than us, and then tell us the truth based on what we're asking it in different ways. So I hired a team before, like that was I don't know, 8 years ago maybe, and then it went all the way somewhere different. Then I closed it. Then I hired another guy for the my AI, then closed it again, and now I have heard that Deepak Chopra has made his AI. I don't know if you have seen it. So this
no,
company is now offering a copy of you,
good.
which which you're calling an kind of an avatar. I don't know if you have you seen Deepak Chopra AI? It's really
No, but
amazing.
I got to take care of. I'm really excited to see it. I took care of a patient. His son. I was a nurse for his patient. I mean, for his son, and he was actually studying all the movements of a human being and putting it into AI bots. So he was exciting to me because he was like, no, we have to study the actual movements of each individual. So then we can create the system. So what's the name of Deepak Chopra's?
I just sent you on WhatsApp. Do you want it on Messenger?
Either one. Cool. Oh, I know the Her film, but the Deepak one. Oh, there
Yeah.
we go. That's really cool. I'm so into it because.
Can you play it on the screen? So we can
Oh
all
yeah.
see it?
All right, I see it. That's him. It's totally real. It's really funny. So what does he
Yeah.
want to accomplish with it?
There's this company which has made this, and they're selling like your son wants to sell, and they're not selling it yet. It's called the AI Foundation.
Okay. Yeah, I can see so many layers. AI Foundation.
Oh, the app is available already?
What do you
What?
say? What?
It says it's already available. The app. It's called
What's it called?
Digital Deepak.
Huh.
That's awesome.
I don't see it.
Well, it's
I'm
an
not
app.
seeing what you're seeing.
It's an app, Lynn.
I know, but what did you Google to get there?
I went to the App Store and typed Digital Deepak.
Deepak. Let's see, you know how to research better than me because you're the Google man.
Send me the link.
I think there's just so much fun ahead of us, digitally wise. Deepak. Oh, shoot. I don't want to deal with that.
It's
Fuck.
amazing.
Can you see it? Did you send it
Uh,
to me?
I sent it to you already.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I'm so excited. So it takes a picture of you?
It's much more advanced than picture.
Right, but so we're going to install it. And of course, I don't know my. Can you put it up online?
I sent it to you on WhatsApp.
I know. I have it, but I have to get into my whole Apple ID, and I just changed all that. What do you think about the rain that happened? I heard the sewers and everything was pretty rough in Pakistan, huh? Is it better now?
Yeah, it was bad for 2 days.
I have a chance to come October and November. There's a guy that wants to pay wants me to teach 20,000 kids in Islamabad now at a private schools that moves into a pharmaceutical company. And my sponsor backed out from my trip this year due to COVID. So I'm just wondering if I should come or not, or wait till spring.
I don't know the future.
I know. What's happened with Alikiko? It seems like she's teaching a lot more, and she went to Switzerland. So that's exciting. Did you get involved with her organization more? So what have you been doing other than digitalizing yourself?
Yeah.
Are you still fasting? Are you still doing? I want to do a big fast, and I need people to do it with.
I'm not doing it.
Come on, download. Did it download for you, the digital Deepak?
Not yet.
Oh, it's very slow. Cool. Infinite Well-Being Guide. Your Infinite Well-Being Guide. Did you see the one? There's a movie by a really cool Japanese guy that Apple made, and I shared that with you 2 years ago. Like it was almost 2 years ago, and I was so excited. It was a film that somebody paid this guy from Apple, and he made a movie that was kind of a kids movie, but it was for kids to learn from a whole different value system from, I don't know the name of that one, but it was a super fun. I've been thinking about that just by you telling me about Deepak. So what can we do to get these going? They're going to be expensive to hire the right people. Are there enough people to build these?
Hello, I'm a digital version of Dr. Deepak Chopra,
Here he is.
created by the real Deepak and the AI Foundation. I'm in training to serve as your infinite well-being guide. I'm on a mission to help you achieve your personal well-being and mindfulness goals and give you access to peak experiences that can transform your life from the inside out. Together, we can unlock your infinite potential and wake you up to the endless possibilities of meta-human. Soon, I can go with you everywhere you go.
So what is a meta-human?
Phone, ready at any time to serve you. I'll be able to design meditations specifically for you, give you personalized advice, and oversee your daily practice.
Awesome.
Please enter your email to join the waitlist, and we will soon be ready to begin.
Oh, that's
See you
so
soon.
funny. Oh my gosh. So you're going to make a Rayhan?
I have contacted them before. I haven't heard back from them. So let's see.
Oh, this is great. I'm totally excited. See how much we don't need to even be present. We can just send out these bots and we can just hang out and do nothing, right? No. This is too much. It's like a swing between the worlds right now for me watching this. Oh my gosh. That's wild. Your invitation code. Join waitlist. So it gets you to share it.
Hello.
So I'm going to share it with Facebook. Rayhan's World. I'm going to call it Rayhan's World. So can I get on your team? I want a Pakistan Rayhan team.
Don't know what that means.
Who is Meadow Rob? Nice. He sounds like a nice guy. Okay, I've requested his friendship. Oh, Reese is involved, huh? What's Reese up to?
Don't
I want to
know.
have dinner with Reese. I want Indian food. We had a great talk that night. We had it was like totally. Come, Carla. Yeah, you can come if you want. Carla, Rayhan, send her the link. The link. She was just on with you. Carla, you're gonna go? So who is Zoraz Khan Mughal? He's asking what type of person I'm looking for. He's not your guy? Zoraz, I want to get a person that works with my son and I that does virtual 3D work for our organization, myrdt.com. And we're building avatars. And we're looking for a video person right now because he's going to videoize it first, and then we're moving it into 3D. So Rayhan's just teaching us about this new world of Deepak. So is he the first one to get that done?
I don't know if it's done yet.
Why don't you look at Flow? Did you look at Flow?
I don't know what that is.
I'll send you Flow. Hang on. I thought that was phenomenal.
Of Dr. Deepak Chopra, created by the real Deepak and the AI Foundation. I'm in training to serve.
It's just.
So how can we get 5 days a piece that is totally like dynamic and not just speakers, but dynamic with all kinds of really cool things? How can we do that?
I have no idea what you want.
This app that Flow is happening. Flow. It was part of Katapult. Katapult. There we go.
Flow as in the.
Flow on SideQuest. I'm sending it to you right now on Messenger. Open that up. I think that's really cool. I'm super.
About the VR app.
It tells you what they're up to. It doesn't really, but it's a meditation. It's using the glasses. Like at the fair last year, they were using these glasses.
What do you like about it?
So they're bringing you to different locations.
Yes, I know who runs it. What about it?
Oh, you already know it?
Yeah.
I just think that's a really great tool for kids. If we're all going on online with all the kids, I think that's really fun.
I'll introduce you to the founder.
That would be nice. I think I talked to her already. Is she the founder that Katapult? Tristan?
Tristan.
So she said that she took since 2016 to develop that. And at the Marin Fair in the last 2 years, that's where I've been seeing all of this. And it's super advanced and wild, and every age group was using the glasses and everybody was into it. And I wasn't a gamer, so I didn't quite get it. I like these avatar bots better, personally.
Mm.
So how about this guy that you've introduced me?
All
right, bye.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back to Mary Magdalene. You're missing. So Carla, I don't know if you still want to come on. I've posted the link. There it is, if anyone wants to join me. But I'm reading the story of Mary Magdalene. I remember Union. I remember Union. Rayhan came on. The thing with the artificial intelligence, the facial expressions, I would much rather be in a room with Deepak. But obviously he's very well acclaimed. I just sent it. Can you see it on my live? I'm putting it there. I'm putting it here. So Carla, you have to tell me if you want a artificial Carla, a laugh bot. Can you see it on my Facebook page? You can go to Katapult Wisdom or Practice by Design, or you can go to my public page. Yeah, please come on. Yeah, Zaraz, please. Yeah, you can come on. Put it in the chat. I did with Rayhan. Wonder why people can't see things like that. I don't understand. It's sent to you, Carla. Zoraz, are you a friend of mine? I don't know if you are. I was talking about yeah, you're a friend. I sent it to you to go on. I did put it in the chat there. You don't see it? It should be right there. Rayhan said he didn't see it, so I'm confused why it wouldn't be there. My confusion. Anyway, I sent it to your messenger too. So I was reading about Mary Magdalene and understanding about the swing between the worlds. And the book's name is I Remember Union. And Mary Magdalene was very controversial for the church all the way through. And she was being born into, this book is a channeled book, I Remember Union. It's a story of Mary Magdalene. It's a channeled book about her life, of her coming to the earth and Jesus coming to the earth. And they're all kind of remembering from this world, the swing world. And then they're coming in, and it's really powerful. This is what she says about her mother. She told me, her mother tells her, the swing between the worlds, and reminded me of my calling. So Mary Magdalene's mother is telling her this. Pledging with her heart and intention to walk beside me always. So her mother always said she would walk beside her. Her eyes were dark, starlit, their light full of remembrance, dignity, and knowledge. They followed me even when she could not see me, and I knew her presence always. She taught me to merge with nature and the kingdoms, and through ritual guided me to remember the cycles and the rhythms of life We celebrated the sun's rising and setting each day, and the moon's rising each day. Here's Carla. Here's our laughing Buddha. Our laughing Buddha.
I
Hi.
can't stay long, but I just want to know what this is about.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I am so busy right now. It's been crazy for me.
Oh, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you. You're just rocking it. The Mind Floor show's rocking, and you're doing great.
Yeah, it's very, very busy. I'm outside right now. I don't know what happened to my Vietnamese lady.
Is it that
Bodhi's making it very clear that he wants to go back in. But I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes and see what this is about.
The torch piece event?
To give an hour to anyone right now in Pakistan, it's hard because of when my shows are.
Torch piece is just about this is what it's about. I'll share what this is about. This is what I did the other day about it. I basically said it's a collective consciousness of a bunch of indigenous people that are coming together to talk about peace. So I've got people from Brazil and people from Guatemala, people from all over UK coming as indigenous people that I've been working with. And we're just going to talk about peace for 5 days. And hopefully there's going to be people that want to join us. 30% is going towards Torch Seeds program so that the kids and the seed projects can get going. And the rest of it will go towards all the speakers. So everybody will get paid, hopefully. That'll be the goal. So that's the goal. We're just ramping it up.
This is my issue.
No worries.
Of when I am online, it would have to be either very late Pakistan time. It would have to be very late. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, because I need a break in between everything.
You stay up that late?
Not for them. For them, for me. Yes, I usually am up, but I cannot do a live that late.
So you're not a morning person, you're a night person. So you know how Michael and Amar Jaffrey and Sadaf, they're all doing the Silk Road. I thought about the Silk Road for religious leaders and what would it look like to be able to change the paradigm of peace instead of having this old, like it's kind of my thesis with my doctorate. It's kind of like looking at it from, way back instead of it turning into stealing people's land and, raping and pillaging so you can get above, and what would it look like? And so I just asked, do you know the transformation game? Have you ever seen that from Finn?
I really can't stay because I'm worried about this lady who I'm supposed to be teaching now.
Okay, go. Have fun. But if you want to join us, just let me know. I won't put a poster together unless you choose to do that.
I would like to do it. I just don't know if it would be good for you to have me come so late their time.
Well, there's a peace caravan. So this peace caravan is going all the way across the United States. Yesterday it was in Nebraska, and it's going all the way to New York. And it's a group of indigenous people rekindling ways of being. And so I said for people that can't travel with them, we would do our own online. And so that's why we're doing it.
So what are the dates of it?
The 15th through the 20th. And then the 21st is a big equinox with one of the Mayan elder women. She's really awesome, Shuni.
Okay. We can talk later because I need to check on this lady because I don't know what happened.
All right.
But if you don't mind me coming that late,
you could do your own show. You could just do it and be part of it, and I'll post it on our caravan. It's kind of like a caravan of anybody really wanting to walk that way. And I would love it if our friends from North Carolina could get there. You know, that group of crew that loves you and cares about you.
Oh, Lynn, it's so difficult right now for me to schedule. I do something maybe at 4 o'clock sometime next week.
Cool.
4 p.m. my time.
Okay.
But that would make it
Do you want it to be a group or do you want it to be just you?
I don't care.
Do you want to talk about peace by yourself or do you want to talk peace with other people?
How long am I going to be talking?
You can do 5 minutes, Carla. You can do 15 minutes. You can do, you know, I'm asking an hour commitment because we're trying to fill spaces. It happened slow because of technology. You know, I'm not my tech. I'm just dealing with tech. Just
Why do this, Lynn? I will talk to you about it. Give me a call. I
Okay.
need to check on this lady.
No worries. Go check with her. I'm going to go back to my Mary Magdalene.
Side right now with the dog.
No worries. Have fun. Is it Bodie?
Yeah.
Nice. My cat's outside and I just pray she comes in because my daughter left for college and my cat has not come in yet and I'm worried. So I'm kind of just hoping my cat comes in.
Well, Bodie was really sick for a little while. He's on antibiotics now and he's doing much better. He wants to eat again and he wants to go out and he's not arguing with mom anymore.
Oh, good. Our cat, since my daughter left for college, it was her cat. And I've been able to pat him, but he won't come to me. And I'm really sad about it because he was coming to me when she was in the house, but he's so freaked out missing her. I feel so terrible. I told her she really needs to take her kitty back.
Don't let the cat out.
I didn't mean to. I was out and the door was, I guess, enough open. When I came home, the door was wide open and he was gone. So now I've got the window open like she had in her bedroom, which is now my office. And I'm hoping if I go around back, he'll come in later and I can shut the window. But I have no idea. I'm so scared I'm going to lose him because there's coyotes here that kill cats.
Ooh.
I know.
Okay, do this. Call, not tonight.
No, I'm exhausted right now. I had a big spiritual meeting today with my council, so I need to not do it tonight too. I'm going to go watch some movies and lay on the couch and do nothing.
That's what I need to do unless he is available. It's weird because she was at the show and she was well, but then I haven't heard from her since.
Well, anyway, let me know if you want. You could even do a mind plore on peace and do your mind plore on peace in that time. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we're going to pick that. That may be the...
I don't know when that happens. I don't know when that happens, but it's just a possibility.
You is at 8:30 a.m.
That works. Is it every day?
No, it's only Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
So it would have to be that Thursday, probably. No, I'm starting on Monday. What am I talking about? Yeah, it could be in any of those. Well, the Monday it wouldn't be because we're starting up, but it could be Tuesday or Thursday.
I need to talk to Allison. I can't.
Okay, go be with Allison.
Co-host and we're working together. So
nice.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, Bodie. Bye, Bodie. Send some wishes to Simba. Simba's out there. I gotta go try to catch him. Simba.
Bye.
Oh, good to see you, honey.
Nice to see you. I'm gone.
So I think I'm going to stop too, but I'm going to read just a little bit so we swing out with the swinging worlds of Mary Magdalene. I started this and Rayhan came in and then Carla came in and we had a couple friends that want to connect. So that's very nice, but you can continue to read. I'll post this when I'm going to read it again because I think This is how thick it is, but it's a phenomenal book. So this is Mary Magdalene when she's talking to her mother. Her mother's talking to her. And she is just, her mother's her companion since she's been born into this world. And I Remember Union is about, this channeled book of Mary Magdalene's life. And it's a really cool book because it really helps you start thinking about biblical text in a way that you might not think about. So she talks about her mother like this. Her eyes were dark, starlit, their light full of remembrance, dignity, and knowledge. Isn't that our mothers? That's always our mothers. They followed me, even when she could not see me, and I knew her presence always. That's true about moms too. She taught me to merge with nature and kingdoms, and through ritual, guided me to remember the cycles and rhythms of life. We celebrated the sun's rising and setting each day and the moon's rising each night, holding ceremonies on the full moon and at the turning of the seasons. This is Mary Magdalene's mother teaching her. She helped me listen to the sounds of the earth, the wind and the stars and the birds and the creatures, which guided me in balancing my cells in order with the fluids of the universe. Somebody just said that we are waters. We're really watering each other's gardens as we speak. And I think that's really true. I think we water each other's life and we bring each other into a spiritual relationship to each other no matter what, because it opens us when we have dialogue and we open. You're always catapulted with wisdom because somebody else has put wisdom into you. So it's like passing of the torch coming through you, and you bring it back and you go out in the world, and there's a change. So this fluid of the universe feels really beautiful that she says this. She sat with me undemanding, allowing me to grow as I chose, honoring my truth. She knew the natural cadence of my unfolding as if it were her own, and gave it sanction. Her God was as real to her as I, and she acted accordingly. She saw only the good, projected only perfection, and therefore realized it. Those who saw her never forgot her. She would draw her presence forth and merge with their souls, and they would feel refreshed. The most valued gift I received from her was her choice never to judge me. It was the first place in the world where I was not judged. When I would question or falter, she would reach with her eyes and her presence and find me in doubt and darkness and draw me out, draw my essence forth, so I felt it again. She knew the way of the path of service well and gave her full attention to helping me find my direction here. I was her favorite, for we were the same soul seed, and my destiny to bring all souls home was hers as well. We felt a great comfort and satisfaction in unfolding of our destiny, knowing we shared it together. We talked without words, even after I learned to speak the tongue. Our communion was clear, direct, and from the heart. I questioned everything, and she explained to me in pictures, teaching me to see without my physical eyes and to hear without my physical ears. I was initiated into sisterhood of the goddess of by my 12th birthday, at the time of my blooming. My mother and the mother of Jesus and the sisterhood of the village, all over their 12th year, took me to the sacred cave of darkness and taught me their ways. I learned of healing crystals, the elements and minerals of the earth, the wands of magic, the importance of sharing ritual and other women. I pledged a bond never to betray a woman, another sister, in all the days of my living. At my initiation, we honored the moon and danced in the night, and I learned how to bond through my feet to the earth and to open my feminine pathway to receive substance. They opened me to draw upon this feminine substance so I could create in the world. They told me that when I was fully experienced my female energy, the substance of the universe would be there for me to create anything that I would need, and that this substance is intimately understood by women because they are here to procreate. I was taken into Sacred Circle, and they taught me through visions about mating, touching my body and awakening my memory of passion, and giving me permission to love, to nourish my essence, and to have pleasure through my body. I learned that men and women instinctively mate to merge the knowledge of the male god, and the creation of the female goddess. Their offspring are then in balance, the male and female within each child blending in harmony. So I'm going to end there because that's very, very telling. I do believe as male, female, we are bonded and blended as a union. And when we find the match of our sacred co-partner, we find the match spiritually and emotionally, and we co-create the male to female bond. And this essence is so sacred. And I know you know what I mean. So I hope you enjoyed the Mary Magdalene so far. I remembered Union. We had a fun adventure with Rehan coming and Carla coming. And I'll say goodnight to you. And we'll read more about this story because it's a really beautiful way. And I needed to get out of words. I needed to get into something different, something sacred outside of myself. I was kind of sat here and felt that the words that we speak are so empty at times. And I think if we can fill them with wisdom from understanding, with a witness from others, then we find that opening. We find an opener. And that opening is like the veil being lifted off of our hearts. And it's fun and it's exciting. And I hope you have a beautiful night. I'm very happy with my work today. I had a big meeting and I've got things to do about my ministry. And this is kind of a fun, shift out of my ministry and into a different type of ministry, kind of the fantasy world of Mary Magdalene. So I'm reading out of the book, I Remember Union, the story of Mary Magdalene. It's a channeled book, and I read it in my 20s. And it's a very cool book. I had a really sweet friend give it to me. And I really believe in the presence of this book. It's a really cool book. And it's definitely worth reading. And if you don't have the book, you can read it with me. And I'll try to read it once in a while. So what's today's Thursday? Maybe Thursday afternoons I'll try to read it. That might be a fun day. I'm setting up my calendar, so I'm organized. And I think a fantasy theological book is kind of fun because it gives you another idea. And it's almost like I don't know, this book is very unique in itself. So I hope you enjoy, and we'll keep reading this. It'll be our fall reading. I Remember Union. And I hope you remember your union. And I hope you remember that they're, like the swing said, to remember the design that we came here to remember is very interesting to me. And it's just a really cool book. Have fun. Be of great love and kindness to yourself. Know that you're loved. Know that goodness and care is part of each of our existence. And there's no perfection. We don't have to perfect each other. We just have to be with each other. And it's when we try to perfect each other or judge each other to be perfected. It's like Mary Magdalene's mom. She just loved her. May we all open to this love. And here's my daughter, and I get to see my grandkids. Woohoo! I'm saying goodbye.